Gage, Basey, and Thomas Hurst, the number 12 seed, have made this final. Cameron Irwin, what a journey to face off with the number 2 seed, Andy Benesh and Taylor Crabb.
And you know what's impressed me the most about that number 12 seed is just their poise. They look like they have not been rattled. They were pushed in terms of that 3-set battle with Lotman and Partain in the semifinal to book their ticket here, but they look like they were in control. They have an incredible style of volleyball that's so fun to watch. Plenty of jump sitting, optioning left and right. I mean, it is a fantastic brand of volleyball, and I'm excited Manhattan Beach gets to see it.
Yeah, they have won all of their matches here in Manhattan Beach through the winners bracket. Last 2 have been in 3 over top teams. Miles Evans and Alex Ranieri, number 9, and then Paul Lotman, Miles Partain. A courageous performance by Paul Lotman with an injured shoulder, but they go down 15-13 to the young men who are just 22 years old apiece.
And you heard it from Jimmy Kimmel. You gotta love the underdog. There is no question these two, the underdog in this matchup. Andy Benesh and Taylor Crabb on the other side have been playing at an astronomical level with an extra edge. They are going to be challenged with the best the AVP has to offer in this final.
They've been doing the work around America, teaching, promoting, playing in any form of volleyball you can. You know they've made a lot of fans. You know a lot of people have tuned in right now to watch these 2 guys. That is Thomas Hurst, originally out of Texas, repping Colorado these days in that ripped fedora. Taking the stand now, 6'4". This pair will split block. Each will play defense. Each will block at the net, depending upon who is serving or how the play happens to develop.
Talk about development. That's exactly what I think of with these 2. Just 22 years old between Gage as well as Thomas. They have played alongside one another. They work internationally as well as domestically. They've spent plenty of time on the sand together, and you can see that rhythm, the connection between them. They know where each other's going to be and what they want to execute.
Gage Basey checking in at 6'5". He is big at the net. The best redhead in America is the title he has taken from Skylar Del Sol, who long hung on to that, another Colorado kid. And now taking the stand for their first ever Manhattan Beach Open championship match. On the other side, they're going to get the number 2 seed, the hands-down best team in America, Taylor Crabb and Andy Benesh. What a pairing this has been in this year.
To watch just the next evolution of Taylor Crabb as a defender. He's not just playing it domestically, but also internationally, and they have evolved their offense in all the right ways. The scheme, the tempo, the route running, and then you pair that with a defensive prowess up at the net. Andy Benesh, one of the biggest blocks, and also just so good blocking outside his body line, and he is going to be tested against that of Hurst, because they are going to bring option plays. He's going to have to move along the length of the net.
You're looking at Andy Benesh, the big man, middle blocker at USC during his indoor career, originally from Palos Verdes Peninsula, now living in RPV right next door. He's returned to the hill, and he returns for another shot at the Manhattan Beach Open title.
And still looking for his first. The only man in the combination of 4 that owns a Manhattan Beach title, Taylor Crabb. He knows what it takes to pick up a bronze plaque. It was back in 2023 with a different blocker in front of him, and he is looking to get Andy his very first.
Just 6 feet tall, plays much bigger. It has been a renaissance this season for the 34-year-old, for whom, if history is any guide, he's got a good 6 to 10 years left on his career. Will there be another Olympic berth in the future for the kid known as the Bug when he was little? Because he was the smallest of an incredible generation of players coming out of Hawaii. The Honolulu native is the best watch on the men's side.
You talk about Honolulu, Hawaii. Well, how about this? This is the 9th straight year a Crabb brother has been in the Manhattan Beach Open finals. The Crabbs have gone 5-4 when you think of Trevor, his brother. Not making this final, though, alongside Chase Benninger.
The interesting thing to watch here is the fact that Basey and Hurst play a brand of volleyball that is not dissimilar from Taylor Crabb in terms of their ability to play off plays, make weird situations seem easy.
Yeah, but it's at a different contact point, I think. Yeah. That's what's interesting. With Taylor Crabb, it's the route running from his approach, that 3rd contact. For that of Hurst and Basey, it's the 2nd contact. So much jump setting, and also just the manipulation of that set location that's on full display.
Watch Hurst in the fedora. He will jump set quite a bit. On the other side, you will see that from Benesh and Crabb. Taylor Crabb is the model for both these volleyball grinders on the other side. They have a lot to deal with here at Andy Benesh on the first attack. The big man with the kill. Taylor Crabb, an Olympic berth in 2021. His partner, a berth in 2024.
I was just going to say that's a matchup that is not necessarily going to work in the favor of Basey and Hurst. Anytime Andy Benesh is going up against a 6'5" block, it's a very different wall in front of him. Just such a high contact point at 6'9", solid jumper.
There's a block, playing big at the net, 6'5" here, facing 6'9". What a drop from Andy Benesh. Heel of the hand to the winner.
Basey and Hurst cannot get rattled in this matchup because the team on the other side is so good in transition and defense. The rallies will be extended.
Gage Basey playing with a broken finger on his hitting hand. Obviously, by the results, has not really bothered him, but he broke that finger in Seaside last week, hitting a ball. Chunked a ball, as sometimes you do. Your finger goes in a little bit straight, and he broke that finger in play and has simply soldiered on. There is that jump set. But the ball's out of bounds against the big block of Andy Benesh. Let's go down to our big man on the sand, Rich Lambour.
Thanks, Kev. You know, in the box this weekend for Crabb and Benesh is none other than the 2013 Manhattan Beach Open champion, Casey Jennings. He had a little bit of a message for the boys coming into this. He borrowed it from his wife, of all people, Carrie Wells Jennings, and her partner, Misty May, going into the Olympics. Message from Coach Troy Tanner at the time: breathe, believe, and battle. That was the message coming into this final, trying to get Andy Benesh his first plaque on the pier. Let's see how it goes.
Off to a good start at 5-1 with the first block here by Andy Benesh.
It's a lot of B's in the mix. Breathe, believe, Benesh block.
Off a couple of jump sets, Hurst chooses to swing.
At 2-5. For Hurst and Basey.
Basey and Hurst have to bring it from the service line if they want a chance against Benesh and Crabb. And we saw Basey, what he can bring to the table with his jump, topspin, serve. Cuts this back cross court. This time working with a float instead.
Benesh and Crabb, of course, the #1 seed at AVP League play, looking like it to start this one now 6-2 with the high heat.
There's some shots fired right there. Damage done.
Both the men's teams are winners bracket winners.
Push set, trying to get out from in front of Andy Benesh, and they do just that. Cut back the other direction, Gage Basey with it.
Nice management of the wind there on that second contact. In terms of an onshore wind, I like this, pushing the ball back towards his partner, making sure it gets all the way out to that right arm for Gage Basey, using the length of the court and expanding their attack.
Wind picking up here for the first time today as we hit about 2:30 local time. That ball too tight, and an overcall, as Taylor Crabb has pretty much mastered that second set with the knuckle next to the net. We've seen that multiple times this season in progressive AVP League play.
Yeah, they're going to call an over the net here from Gage Basey because there was the contact. That technically serves as the set for Taylor Crabb. Can't block that set.
Taylor runs that one down. Andy redirects for the winner.
Simply unstoppable. Just when you think you've got their back against the wall, it's the sprint chase and the backhanded flipper that gets the job done.
Is that Kelly Cheng out there? I think the Miami Mayhem stealing moves from one another. Jump set, termination down the line. You might notice the Colorado Cupcakes gear that these two are wearing. The Colorado Cupcakes is a way for these guys to engage with the volleyball audience. Try and build a brand kind of similar to the Savannah Bananas. They travel across the nation. They play triples, quads, tourneys, anywhere. They run plays. They dress up. They'll play in oven mitts if necessary, as that ball is long. They'll dress in aprons. They just want to be family friendly, entertain, sell some merch, fund the volleyball dream. And you know they've made a ton of fans. The members are Gage and Lars, the brothers, Thomas as well. Then Ian Carlson, Riley Marshall, and then Becky Zimmerman, Gage and Lars' cousin, all members of the Colorado Cupcakes. You'll find them at every event nationwide.
They said it started back at Wapaka playing threes on the grass. They said it was so easy to side out, you actually just wanted to come up with a different strategy before you attack, as Gage Basey does right here and earns one. He started playing rock, paper, scissors between the set and the attack with threes, and lo and behold, the Cupcakes came to life.
Little hang and bang there gets them back to within 2. In fact, they were fundraising back for their first trip to SoCal. This is Gage Basey was trying to get here to compete in the USA Volleyball Tournament. There was a bunch of support from the Colorado community, including the aforementioned Skylar Del Sol, helping these young men get started. Redirect is good. And how about that? 4-0 to within 1.
And it's all starting from the service line. This is where they are going to live and die. Basey and Hurst getting that first contact pulled off the net, and also working in their favor, having a little bit more of those windy conditions. That's going to reduce some of the physicality on the other side of the net. Focus now becomes more control.
That ball hanging in the wind.
That'll stop
goes
before
away.
nothing run. It's 9-7.
Boy, you hate to miss that when you have a little momentum going and let your opponent off the hook. Well off the net. That ball's chopped long, no touch. And they're yelling Andy to give him a call. They're not going to get it. Hurst not happy about it, but not much he could do. Now 10-7. Benesh all over it. The fake didn't fool him as he collects his second block and an 11th point.
Yeah, playing behind the chess match right here for Hurst and Basey, because that option play didn't fall their direction, knowing fully that they were going to give Basey an opportunity for the 3 contact and the look to side out. Well placed, as Benesh is just shutting down that right side of the net.
Benesh and Crabb with the answer to that little mini run on one of their own. That ball is too tight, and Andy Benesh is going to feast above the cable once again. 4-0 run the other direction. The lead is back to 5.
Maybe not a monster block, but it does count as a block. That is block number 3 for Andy.
Crabb will stay at the line with the big man up front. Making him run a long distance.
Off the edge
That time they're able to chisel off Benesh and get the kill. Gage Basey, whose father is a professor at Boulder, University of Colorado.
Biology. Even said that their family is so entrenched in the sport. His brother plays, sister plays at Denver University.
And Thomas Hurst, not to be outdone, is in school at Irvine while pursuing his beach volleyball dreams. He's a data science major. Yeah, calculate that, Cameron Irwin. We're up to 21 in the technical timeout. AVP Manhattan Beach Open Finals. Look at our progressive stat pack for Andy Benesh. 4 kills, 3 blocks, and 8 in just the last 2 matches. Andy Benesh continues to be a force.
I mean, it's not even just about the blocks and the block points he's winning. It's the funneling and the defense behind him that truly has separated this team from the rest. With Taylor Crabb, his ability to shift and move and manipulate attackers on the other side, showing them one thing and taking something else. It really has been impressive to watch this team unfold here in the first set.
It is a best 3 final, best of 3. Cameron, I was trying to lengthen the match there momentarily. Go 3 of 5 like indoors. As that ball finds the back line on a left-hand swing from Basey.
I asked Basey this morning. I said, are you ambidextrous? Because there have been a couple highlights thrown out on social media, him taking a swing with his right and a swing with his left. And he said, no, I don't think so. But sometimes it happens. I'm going, man, if you put some force on it like that, I think you have to say you're ambidextrous.
Absolutely. Own it. Own the excellence. They're within 4 for the moment. They could not do anything to Andy Benesh's attack there, and Benesh and Crabb remain on pace here for their normal result in Manhattan Beach this year. They have averaged a 21-14 victory in every single set this year, or here in Manhattan Beach. They've been absolutely dominating opponents, including their victory over Schulk and Shaw, a fellow Progressive AVP League franchise. The New York pair going down 21-11, 21-13 to the Miami Mayhem. Basey and Hurst maybe looking for a bid next year. Second left-handed attack is done. That one off home and gone.
Okay.
Check yourself here if you're Gage Basey and you think these are the plays that maybe you're going to steal one, and then you next know it's another big-time play on the opposite side.
Yeah, it becomes our Beach Juice juiced up moment early in this match here. The headshot issued by Taylor Crabb, and with a little emphasis on the end. Beach Juice, zero sugar, hard tropical punch. That was a hard shot to the head.
Net moving pretty significantly there, too.
Was that the ball? Spectacular play clause, Cameron, is that what you're calling? The idea that you would let it go because it is incredible. Another jump set. And a cut shot winner. Cupcakes hanging around. They're within touch. Playing a 21 win by 2.
They've utilized a couple short serves against Andy Benesh and then got a piece of it up at the net on the block. They stay on him as a target.
Yeah, this time from off the net to on, and another winner from Andy Benesh. He continues to excel, and they hold the lead, the number 2 seed.
Just for some context, Benesh seen the majority of the side out as he has answered the call. 10 total attempts, 6 kills, as opposed to just 2 for Taylor Crabb.
Difficult set. Crabb this time with the read. Andy Benesh has picked up that move from his partner. And a rare error from Taylor. Finds the bottom of the net.
Saw Taylor hit that in the semifinal match, that no-look cut shot, kind of contorting that right shoulder back cross court.
New partnership on the sand, new partnership off. Now engaged to fiancée Victoria. Taylor Crabb making all kinds of changes here as his beach volleyball career continues its journey. Again, putting Andy onto the net this time. Hurst with the dig. Perfect opportunity for a winner, and it is taken down the line, 13.
And again, I like this. Plenty of energy from Manhattan Beach towards the direction of Basey and Hurst. But still, again, they trail by 3, but there is a composure when you look to their side of the net. They don't look deflated. How they started the match is now how they are in that midpoint of the first.
Andy Benesh trying to get his glasses just right. The right side of the court has proven the better right now. The wind kind of shifted around, but mostly just a west to east flow. 18 points scored on the right side, 11 points scored on the left. So that would say that Colorado is at a disadvantage at the moment, but they're coming off a score. Another tough serve. Boy, perfect opportunity. Ball dug high in the air. Good run. And that is a strange play, but still legal. The ball is out of bounds, but Hurst is doing his best Big Tuna impression. He's in the net.
And that is a bummer. You put up a third contact, throwing the ball over the net, but watch the chase here from Gage Basey. Gives his partner an opportunity, and to take this open hand contact, it has to be directly in front. Taylor Crabb's on it. Ball's out of bounds, and unfortunately, the winded Hurst finds the sideline in the net.
Taylor Crabb, not typically that vocal, has been fairly vocal this year, and particularly this weekend. That time they got a little room out from in front of Andy.
For anyone that has ever tried to set on the sand. Think about doing it with your feet off the sand, the body control, the ability to make sure that you're at the right contact point, and also including the variable of the wind and its effect on the ball.
Benesh with another side out. He has received 13 serves here in this first set. Taylor Crabb, 0. Taylor Crabb, just 6 feet tall, former National Player of the Year in his time at Long Beach State. That outside hitter brought all those tools to bear, and his defense on the beach is something to be emulated. His relaxed patience and that ability to get to the ball is, I think, unmatched on the men's side, but matched on the women's side. By whom do you suppose?
Kristen Cruz?
Absolutely. Cameron Irwin, I knew you knew the answer. That one poked over. Another solution taken by Benesh and Crabb. And they are on their way to a first set victory by exactly the normal score in this year in this place. Could be 21-14 with one more here.
They've been winning these quick bang-bang plays, the defensive touch, and then just a slap shot from Benesh.
Set point. Crowd wants a sky ball. That is a finishing move, not a mid-match move, crowd. Our first set is finished, though. 21-14.
21-14 in the first for Taylor.
The number 2 seed playing just like it. Will they dominate one more set and take home the hardware? We will return to California after this. Back in Manhattan Beach, we're looking at our progressive performance here in our men's final. Andy Benesh at the net defensive, all of the serves.
And I'm not surprised when you have Taylor Crabb as the opposite end of the double-edged sword, right? But to some degree, that's what makes this team so scary. You don't know who to go after. Andy Benesh was the target in the first. I'll be curious to see if they switch that whatsoever, as Taylor Crabb is just at 250. He's only had 4 opportunities as opposed to the 13 for Benesh.
Progressive Insurance, cars, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more at progressive.com. Andy Benesh will see if he can continue that kind of performance. 7 kills, 3 blocks, 1 control. Kim, you were looking at the stats on the other side for Hurst and Basey. What did you see in terms of improvements that are possible here in the second set?
Basey is doing a solid job in terms of his offensive numbers at about 309. He's 7 of 13. But for Hurst, they've got to find more offense out of him. Just 3 of 10, 5 errors, most of those coming on the option attack. I think if they want a shot, they've got to have that piece of their game more in place so that Basey can also continue to be effective as an attacker.
Benesh with those 3 blocks plus a control, 0 blocks, 1 control for the split blocking pair on the other side in their first final, as Taylor Crabb is having none of that. I'll bet here comes a detonation. How about a dig from the other side? That might just make Taylor angry. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities. More offensive action in the whole first set for Crabb in this rally. Second one does the trick in terms of heat.
Taylor is just aiming for tattoos. From the left pec to the right pec. I mean, he is just full send at the defense, the opposite direction. He got the shoulder of Basey and the noggin of Hurst in a single rally.
These pairings are not unfamiliar, even though they're meeting here in the first ever final for Basey and Hurst. Everyone involved in USA practice. Crabb and Benesh, the top USA team. That ball was going to the back line. Basey long distance to the left, and that'll be another block for Benesh. Now his 4th. Let's check in with Rich.
Thanks, Kev. I was asking Mark Fishman, who's in the box for Basey and Hurst this weekend. He's worked with the likes of Todd Rogers, Theo Brunner in the past. I said, what adjustments do you need to make? He said, we want to delay a little bit more when we're blocking Benesh. Felt like they were kind of giving away their position a little bit too early. And one of the other keys, he said, let's not overthink. Let's not try and outthink ourselves. Just stand in the pocket, kind of make the easy play and see if we can't get some traction.
Yeah, you're spot on. Actually, in talking to Gage Basey, he said that he has to almost go into matches a little bit blind in terms of his game plan, the management. He likes to be able to play free in that regard, as well as the more analytical mind. is on the opposite in Hurst. Says he loves to kind of have those conversations under the umbrella and dissect the game. Two totally different approaches, but both understanding what they need to perform at their top level.
There's an outstanding play off the jump set, and it's 4-2. The Colorado Cupcakes are back at it. These guys played Seaside last week, so they're really into arcades, like old school arcade games. And there was an arcade just down the road. They were making kills like that, and they said they couldn't wait to get back down to the arcade. They were playing a game Fascination where you're throwing balls and playing against 50 other people at the same time, all interconnected. And then Lars told me he was into, or not Lars, pardon me, the other Basey brother, Thomas Hurst, said he's into the coin pushing games where things spinning around, you have to push the coins off the edge to earn the coins back. Seems odd for a guy who's into data science to be into a game of weird luck like that.
A bunch of gamers out here against Benesh and Crabb.
Yeah, a little old school fun for these 22-year-olds who've hit the top of the mountain here. In final 3. Good start, down 2.
And for this man, what an incredible feat, regardless of whether they pick up the title or not. This is his first Manhattan Beach Open, making it all the way to the championship match. Nonetheless, as a 12 seed.
So Benesh and Crabb, victors in the first by 7. Lead now here. Will it be more Benesh blocking? Not on that play.
Another lefty shot. Benesh not necessarily sure what to do based off of that set location. Do I pull? Do I move? See how far inside that is as he starts to kind of track to that right sideline. Sometimes chaos can work in your favor.
Tough serve down the line. They got him destabilized. Opportunity to score here. Hurst, a lot of running to get back. And finds the mark. Coffin corner winner. 6-5.
Spectacular ball control on the side of Basey and Hurst. Running that all the way down, creating a second chance opportunity, pulling back off the net.
Started with the serve. So the lead is 1. First time we've seen some solid momentum for Basey and Hurst. Back to that same spot. Better pass here from Benesh. And that's what the pair from Miami was looking for earlier.
They have to be able to keep that ball off of the midline of Andy Benesh. They got him into some hot water, kind of that left shoulder as well as outside of his body.
That high, deep float. Crabb scored on that in set number 1, not this time.
And it's interesting, too. You saw a little tactic there by Andy Benesh. I know they didn't come away with a point, but in the midst, from the pass to the set, he actually raises his right hand as a blocker to try to get in the eye line, the eyesight of the set on the other side to say, hey, the block's still here, even though he's ready to go and block in front of the opposing attack. They're
still down, but the Cupcakes here have been up 6-4 until that point there in terms of a run, because they went down 3-0 to start this set. They're holding fairly steady, kind of trading side outs.
Andy and Taylor have not lost a set.
In this set, look at that hitting. For Basey and Hurst in set number 4. Going down Benesh for pass. Taylor gives it to Andy, who taps it down for point number 9.
I think that's a little taste of their own medicine right there with the jump set, faking out the block, and even with some tempo as well. You see Basey, the full bite on the jump.
And to be clear, Taylor will take mental notes as to what you're doing. And if you do something to him, he will try and do it back to you.
Without question.
Except better. Andy Benesh creeps one through the cable. Wait, weren't we kissing the net earlier? Wasn't that the program in the last match?
You know, I think that is the program, maybe not with this duo.
No, that's not happening. No Indianapolis moments here.
We're going to take a timeout.
So at 10-6, Basey and Hurst will, as they are under duress once again.
I feel like producing good music. I've been seeing
We're in the middle of our preparation for the Progressive AVP League Championships in Chicago, and it's time to talk about MVP candidates for the year, Cameron. Well, here are 3 worthy contenders.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Maybe there is that co-player of the year between Andy Benesh and Taylor Crabb. They did walk away with that #1 seed, as Phil Dahlhauser is also in the mix. This is an award given out by the athletes. It's voted on by the athletes. I know, Kevin, you want to give out your own award, though.
No co-anything. Have some courage, everybody. Pick who it is. The answer is Taylor Crabb. Just so you know, no disrespect to anyone else. The answer is that man on the left-hand side of your screen. But no co-anything. I'm tired of co-things. The SEC on the women's indoor side had 4 co-coaches of the year a couple of years ago. No, 0 courage. It's one person. That's why it's called the player of the year.
I knew I was going to throw a little fire into that.
Okay, if you feel differently, please write in. Explain to me why it's okay.
Well, you're looking at somebody that's been just so tough in the blocking aspect of the game, but Taylor Crabb, it's both the defense and the offensive efficiency that's dropped, or excuse me, that's excelled in this season.
Well, that one is long. Another mistake proving costly here. 11-6, the lead 5. This is where they started to lose touch in set #1. 4-0 run for Benesh and Crabb. They don't give them back easily. That one will find the line, and now would seem to be the time. If you're going to make a move, if you're going to seize control of the momentum, the Cupcakes have to be on it.
I like not overplaying that last attack.
That one nearly dropped off the countertop. Instead, Andy Benesh catches it and eats the frosting off the top. Crabb surveys his opponent. Goes jump serve. Long.
That's out of bounds. 8-12.
Basey going back up to the net now. They continue to attack that left sideline of Andy Benesh. Saw the short serve this time. They're utilizing deep high on the chest.
Technical timeout coming right now off of that beautiful control move and elevation from Taylor Crabb. 13-8, the advantage. 1-0, the lead, as Benesh and Crabb look for their first title together here in Manhattan.
Breakdown, and I'm very impressed. Mark Sherman doing a great job entertaining this Manhattan Beach crowd, as is this final. Andy Benesh and Taylor Crabb really putting on a clinic. I think there is an adjustment to be made here, though, in this championship Sunday and in this final. They've gone after Benesh time and time again in terms of Hurst and Basey. 20 total attempts, 13 kills. He's hitting 600. There's only 1 error on their side of the net, except for Taylor Crabb. What's been interesting, just 9 total attempts. He has 8 digs. All of those attempts coming off transition opportunities. I want to see the serve I saw from Gage Basey in the semifinal. I know it's a little windier now than it was a handful of hours ago, but the high topspin serve, he's cutting that back across the court, and especially on the side of the court that they are now on, he can cut that thing back into the wind towards Taylor Crabb's side.
Could be the good side then. They need some momentum here to the Cupcakes. That one nearly fell off the setter's hands. Instead, it's a beautiful read from Crabb, who gets some pace to the right side and stays there with the winner.
Yeah, just trying to find a different wrinkle in the offense there for Basey and Hurst, and utilizing the onshore wind. That's why you saw that back set all the way to the right side. It gives them an opportunity to cut the ball back across, but Taylor Crabb's right on it, reading it like a book. Yeah, the numbers continue to pile up, hitting .533 are Benesh and Crabb as a pair. 5 kills now on 10 for Taylor. On to is long. Can't afford the mistakes. It'll have to be mistake-free from here on out, along with some exceptional transition volleyball. Now 15-8.
Benesh and Crabb 6 points away from their first Manhattan Open titles together.
That's the third straight side-out attempt that they have run, pretty much that same play, pushing the pass that direction and trying to attack from that right side. They get a piece of Andy Benesh as he goes for the Kong.
Deep float, that would have been on the back line. Good touch, opportunity here. Impatient volleyball. Finds Taylor Crabb. Staring across the net after another kill, 16-9.
It's as if Taylor Crabb digs the ball, absorbs all the pace, and it's like a power-up mode for him. All of a sudden, he's got that much more on it in transition. And another strong strike from Crabb.
Mashing on that B button to get the turbo power, yeah. Same play, Cam. This time it's a winner.
4 in a row, you go right back to it.
Something special is going to have to happen here for the Colorado Cupcakes. It already has in this weekend to make this final. But they're running into the buzzsaw right now. America's best team. There's a special play, staying in the rally. Crabb, center of the net. Down to the sand once again. And that was the first time they have tried Taylor Crabb on a serve. Nearly had the point.
A little more salt in the wound there, too, for Taylor. This is some gamesmanship. Watch what he does with his shoulders. As here's the full save, but it's on the returned play here. Keeps his shoulders locked in, eyes across the net. He's killing you slowly and keeping the vision intact.
Benesh to the float. Used to go jumper all the time. Crabb, another picture-perfect read. Followed by a facial. That one high into the air, still in play. Sky ball off the face of Hurst. Sans Fedora. Point. Crabb and Benesh.
Taylor Crabb, everybody. Keep the round of applause going for
That hurts in so many different ways, physically and mentally. I mean, you can just see the amount of whip on that arm swing as Hurst takes an absolute shot.
Yeah, nearly a standing 8 count for Hurst mid-rally. Back on the attack, Hurst versus Benesh. One for the big man. One for the other side. Almost a foregone conclusion here for Benesh and Crabb. Taylor, control to his left. 2 away.
Just controlling the top of his jump right there, almost kind of wavering in the air, hanging on just long enough to see the defense stay steady, and all of a sudden, the cut shot. He waits for the defense to develop, and then he strikes.
Crabb, short float. Keeping it in play, letting the big man do some work. Second time, he's going to be called over. Point, Basey and Hurst. They try Crabb again. No, right back to Benesh. And that has not worked this entire match. And there is just 1 point left here. Match ball number 1 for Taylor and Andy to become Progressive AVP Manhattan Beach Open champions. Crowd on their feet. Ball set short. Andy throws it down. Twice in a row. Could not get the third. Will play on. Second match ball.
Another imprint from Andy Benesh up at the net. We've seen magic from Basey and Hurst this weekend.
Crabb with a run up at it. Ball was a little off. Now it's on the sand, and they are champions.
Manhattan Beach Open champions.
As they have done throughout the weekend, they put a stamp on it. Dominant fashion, 21-14, 21-13. Andy Benesh and Taylor Crabb are immortal.
Manhattan Beach first for your second
A fantastic performance. Andy Benesh closing out with 14 kills. Taylor, 14 digs. Both entities doing their part to pick up the title. Massive congrats to Andy Benesh on his first.
Always a fun moment to see guys pick up their bronze plaques. Andy Benesh gets his first.
Where's Jeff? Cheers.
Ninth straight year you've seen a Crabb in the championship. Winning yet another title between the brothers.
Taylor Crabb and Taylor Sander, previous champions, put another stamp on it for the Bug. And his level of excellence. As the crowd gets some enjoyment and Taylor gets a little extra champagne for each man and a title in this 2026 season. Rich Lamborn is with the winners.
Manhattan Beach Open champions. Andy, how does that sound for the first time?
Man, unbelievable. Yeah, this is it's a crazy feeling. Obviously, this is the tournament to win during the year, and super lucky to play with Taylor. You played freaking unbelievable during that match, and I really just had to keep the ball in, so watch him do his thing. So it was freaking awesome.
Well, watching you guys play together, this is a new partnership this year. Of course, there seems to be kind of a renewed resolve with you guys on the court. Would that be accurate? How does that manifest itself?
I just think it's him. He gives me all the confidence and trust in the world. I just get to go out there and have fun and do my job. We mesh well together, and with our trust and chemistry, I think anything's possible.
That's kind of a team that you faced on the other side there in the final that plays a unique brand of volleyball. What was kind of the mindset coming in?
Yeah, they're the new gen. They're jump setting, optioning a bunch. It's a difficult problem to solve. But I think our blocking D, we're really good at solving problems, and made some good adjustments throughout the game and got on them with the serving a little bit, and that helped a lot.
You seem pretty dialed in defensively. You're handing out concussions there at the net on some plays. What helps you get locked in against a team like that where you never know exactly where the ball is coming from?
Well, I'm not going to lie. Before the match, I told myself I wanted to knock the fedora off one time, so I was aiming for it once. But no, all credit to those guys. Unbelievable tournament to go all the way through the winner's bracket. I mean, the lowest seed to reach the finals and the youngest guys, they're going to have a great future. I'm excited to watch them.
Okay, switching to the league now a little bit. You guys secured the #1 seed. You get a bye straight into the semifinals. How much of a weight off of your mind is that to have this win and have a little momentum going into the championships?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to win every time we come out here. We're building good momentum. And I thought this week of practice was one of our best weeks of practice. This is the first time I think I've ever gone to a tournament where I'm like, we're going to win. That's the first time I ever had that feeling before the tournament started. So, yeah, keep that momentum, keep working hard and battling.
Your brother's won 4 of these. You're now halfway to his total, trying to make this the Taylor Crabb tournament, not the Trevor Crabb tournament. Is the second time better than the first?
I mean, the only thing that matters and was motivating me was to get his name on the pier. He deserved it. You know, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I was actually thinking, and I didn't actually know he didn't have his name on the pier, because I would have thought in the last 5 years he would have won one. But I mean, I'm proud of this guy. He deserves it, and I'm lucky to be playing with him.
A superb performance top to bottom from you guys all weekend long. Geeter here, he loves it. Congratulations to you guys, and good luck in Chicago.
Thank you. Thanks, Richard.
Yeah.
Former partner Taylor Sander there in the background cheering on these two and their victory. This is the shot that Taylor Crabb wanted to deliver and knock the fedora off the head of Thomas Hurst.
I do love what he said, though. The future is bright for the duo on the other side, just 22 years old, and just so much in terms of the next evolution of this sport and of this game, in terms of the jump set, the 12 seed making history.
Do not mistake the quietness of Taylor Crabb for overshadowing ego. This is a kid who understands, a man who understands the history of the game. You heard him, the way he talked about his opponents, what he knew about them and what they've achieved this weekend. And what has this group achieved this weekend? A championship. Taylor Crabb, Andy Benesh, victorious. We'll be back to Manhattan Beach to celebrate our champions. Just a moment.